gentle January morning in 1973 in a village called Udinur, to the north of Kerala in India. In a village, in a family of 4. Something funny happened. That was me. And Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests, I'd like to share with you a little more about my experiences, my journeys, and the learnings I had as a result of it. I was raised in this beautiful town called Arvankad. It's on the outskirts of a beautiful hill station by the name of Uti. Now, I'm sure many of you must have either heard of this place or visited this place. I remember I had a serious problem right when I was a little boy. I was an uncontrollable dreamer. I would dream for hours on end of the things that I wanted to do. Now, and what were the things I wanted to do? As a primary school child, I wanted to become either Robin Hood or Superman. As a senior school child, I wanted to become Tom Cruise after being inspired by the movie Top Gun. And I sometimes wanted to be a supermodel. These were my dreams. As there's nothing really wrong with these dreams, you would say, as long as they're realistic. But that was my problem. None of my dreams were realistic, considering my situation at that time. Now, I'd like to share with you about 2 specific dreams of mine, which I divided a lot of time to. The first happened when I was 9 years old. I was in school. And I guess it happened as a result of a lot of movies, Superman movies I watched. It was my dream. It became my dream to have the experience of flight. I guess you mentioned it. To have the experience of flight. I wanted to feel like a bird up in the sky. I know it was an unrealistic dream, but it was something that I couldn't get my mind out of. I dreamed for hours and on end of this, on this. I fantasized about this. I talked to everybody about it. I only thought about it so many days. How I wish this dream had become a reality. Now I'll share with you my next dream. My next dream happened to me when it was born in my heart when I was around 20 years of age. I was stationed in a place called Delhi at the time, the capital of India. And a new radio station by the name Time FM had just come out at the time. I was crazy listening to all the songs at that time, and I developed a devotion for songs and music. Now my new dream was that I wanted to create a music album of my own. It was again unrealistic. Now why was it unrealistic? The reason why it was unrealistic is because 1, I had no background in music. 2, I had no connection to the music industry. I never knew any lyricist or somebody who's got something to do with music, such as a music director, or I also never had any money for it. Now, as you can see, both these dreams are unrealistic considering my situation. The first, simply because people don't fly. And the second, because my circumstances are not in concurrence with my dream. But I'd like to share with you, ladies and gentlemen, 2 important highlights of my life that I'm sure will touch you. The first happened on the 18th of April last year. I found myself standing in a podium in Alpha Lodge, on the stage actually, and a lot of celebrity guests were standing beside me. I could see that around 1,000 people were the audience looking at what's being told on the stage. Now the stage, what was happening? The MC was mentioning that this gentleman by name Sajan had found an absolutely innovative way to make his dream into reality. He used the internet to get in touch with all the people connected with music and eventually made his dream of making a music album a reality. This is my music album. So that my teenage dream had become reality. Now I'll talk to you about the other dream. On a warm April day, in a place called Agra, the land of Taj Mahal, I found myself in the year 1996, around 1,250 feet above the ground. You remember I talked to you about sailing in the air? I was exactly like that bird. I had my hands outstretched and I was sailing in the air. And the A-32 aircraft just dropped me, I could see it just flying away. Now, I had become a pilot trooper in the Indian Air Force. As you can see, my second dream too had become reality. My friends, the point that I'm trying to make is that irrespective of how unrealistic even you may believe your dream to be, if it's in your heart, continue to believe in it, and inshallah the time will come where it works. Over to you.